Warning, this video consists of a political rant and references to extremely foul, coarse language not covered under the CULPA Act, and signaling out certain individuals who want to destroy the USA yet again. Viewer discretion is advised. You know what I find sickening is how much of a fearmonger Dr. Anthony Fauci has proven to be over the past 5 months. He basically blackmailed Trump into shutting the economy down. He's basically enforcing bullshit rules and flip-flopping between masks or no masks. And those like him who are in George Soros' pockets are doing more harm than good during this corona pandemic. But here's the thing Fauci doesn't want anyone to know. Now, it's true. More than 3 million Americans are infected. And yes, somewhere from around 135 to 150,000 are dead. But he basically pushed the panic button saying that over 2 million people would die from this thing. The pandemic is 7 months old, and it's been about 4 months since it hit the States. And we haven't even had a tenth of what he claimed we were going to get in terms of fatalities. Oh, he was on the button if it came to infections, positive cases, but fatalities, no. And yes, we have slid to number 2 in terms of recovery, behind only Brazil. But let me say this. Shutting down an economic system for a second time does more harm for a nation than it does good. And all this is meant to do is a means to an end to get President Trump out of office in November. The Democrats will do pull any dirty trick in the book to get Trump out. But once again, Trump is playing chess while these dumbasses, including Fauci, are playing checkers. We pulled out of the WHO, and we're going to be fully out of that fuck-faced organization in next summer, which is a good thing. We should pull out of the United Nations and then force them to move their base from New York City to Brussels. For all I give a shit. And furthermore, Fauci is proven to be nothing more than a wishy-washy Soros stooge. As I mentioned earlier, he's in George Soros' back pocket. And speaking of George Soros, your time is coming, you sick, sanctimonious, self-indulgent, Satan-sucking, shit-souled son of a bitch. As far as I'm concerned, Soros, where you end up on the day that finally comes when you finally die, you're going into the ninth circle, second layer, where those who betray their countrymen go. You sold your people out to the Nazis. And for what? To escape your own persecution on earth. Well, you're nearing the end of your rope of life. And when Trump wins this year's election again, wins the November election again, you, sir, are going on the most wanted list. Your organizations have been labeled as wanted domestic terrorists. Your world, Mr. Soros, is going to come tumbling down. Now back to Dr. Fauci. You really want to make our lives a living hell again and make us jump through fucking hoops? I'm not having it, Doc. So I'm going to say this once. Leave the markets alone. You do this, and there will be riots throughout the country. Many of them calling for your head. I wouldn't lead a riot. And I don't know if I would be a part of one. But at this point, with how many corrupt governors of the Democrat side, including my own governor, who's a piece of shit, I'm not going to take any more shutdowns. I've had numerous conventions taken away from me. Animazement, Concord Microcon, possibly going to get Queen City Anime Con, possibly going to get Greensboro Comic Con taken away, Tar Heel Comic Con might be taken away, GalaxyCon Raleigh in December, because it was originally supposed to be this month, but it got pushed back to around the holiday season. But let me just make this as simple and as abundantly clear. There are people across the nation who are sick of this. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings. And I am not trading in my freedom for bullshit security from a virus. At this point, half the planet's already... Globally, half the planet is already... More than half of the planet is at the herd immunity point. Which means more than half of the people on Earth that caught this thing, 6 million out of 6.2 million, out of 12.3 million, are now immune to this thing, are immune to COVID-19. Not even just over 500,000 are dead from it globally, including the 100 or so, 30,000 here in the States. And there's about 5 million or so still infected. So again, that's more. The 5 million that are still infected, including around 2.2 million, 2.0 whatever million here in the States, which is essentially roughly around 35 to 40%, and in fact, of the global infection rate. Many of these people are in this situation because of scum dogs like you, Fauci. We had a cure in hydroxychloroquine, and you just took it away because you're all about green money. That's the God you worship. It's men like you that make me sick. I ask all patriots to rise up in a rebellion against Dr. Fauci. For what he is doing more harm than good in the long term. Leave a comment, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Goodbye, good night.